fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, it is a final from Boston, and the results are not good. A 3-2 loss in Game 2 of this three-game series. Welcome in, everybody. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. There's Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen, and maybe a little bit of what we thought was going to happen in this game for a while, and that was Crochet against Mizorowski, and both were dominating. Both were exceptional to a point. We'll get into our game recap here in just a little bit. Also, a little bit later on, guess what? Pipe Bomb is going to join us. The Polish Pipe Bomb will join us, get his take. And Wilson Contreras didn't start anything tonight. I mean, that might be the headline here. I didn't think, Tommy, that he would. But there was always that chance that he would.
Well, there was always that chance because we heard this out of him yesterday.
It's not just a hit by pitch. That's the 24th time that they hit me in my career, 24th. And that's the 6th time they hit me. And they always say, I'm not trying to hit you. That get old. So next time they hit me again, I'm going to take one of them out. That's what happened. That's a message. That's a message.
Is he crying, Tim? Is he crying in that?
Okay. No, but he's threatening.
Right.
He's threatening violence.
How does the league not act upon that?
No doubt. I cannot believe MLB hasn't stepped in and said, hey, man, you just at this level, at any level, you just can't threaten people like that.
You can't say I'm going to take them out. I mean, that's verbatim what he said, right? It's
that get old. So next time they hit me again, I'm going to take one of them out.
What?
See, again, you can't threaten like that. It's unbelievable.
That's what happened. That's a message. That's a message.
Yeah, we got the message. So here's the message. Since you opened up violence, now I can say the only way to stop it is someone beats your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, good call.
Now, I prefer not to see something like that, but since you opened the door, anyway, I want to get your reaction here. Now, you lazy, you know what's. Get back to work, Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz. Get back to work on that Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show.
I know.
We missed you all weekend long, including an NCAA title game last night.
It was out of our control for the most part.
It is.
It was. I just want that to be put out there that, I mean, the rain delay did not help. The rain out did not help us. That goes from an off day, of course, that then led into we have previously agreed to money tied programming at the flagship multiple days. And then, of course, Easter on Sunday.
Easter.
That was,
and then the championship game.
It was against
but
us.
We're back here, though, Tommy. We're back, letting everybody know that we'll get into a rhythm here. We're on track here. Brewers fall 3-2 tonight. I'm getting your reaction here at 414-677-1250 on the Nicolay Law Talking text line. Okay, we'll get into the lineup here in just a second because, yeah.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel later on, Tim. Jeez.
I love all these guys. You know that. But you can't tell me other Brewer fans didn't look at this lineup and say, what?
Yeah.
In the world is this lineup? Okay, would you take...
I love this not
Bowers,
segment bit.
Bowers against the lefty Crochet instead of Matos against Crochet.
Do you think every other team has a guy leading Major League Baseball in RBIs and is not playing him because of matchup purposes?
I find that I don't know. We'll get into that. Not to be super negative. Brewers, obviously are 8-3, and we would all take that.
I take
if
that.
offered back in spring training. We would have said, yeah, 8-3, we're good. Yeah, we'll take that. Mizorowski and Crochet got into it today. And it was, I don't know about you guys. I like these type of games. Not that they lost, but this form of baseball, this sort of pitcher's duel. A lot of people don't like that. But first inning, Brewers went in order. Rengifo robbed of a double, robbed of another hit. Yeah. I like that, dude. I do.
He has been very unlucky, it feels like, watching him play. I would love to know the advanced nerd stats on what his expected batting average is supposed to be, because
that's right.
It's 4 or 5 times he's been robbed by a line drive.
Wow. And wow. So the Brewers go empty, but look at Mizorowski in the bottom of the first.
Struck him out. Curveball in the outer half. Strikeout number 1 for Mizorowski. Got him. Back-to-back Ks for Miz. He's bringing the flames tonight. Pitch. Got him looking. 3 strikeouts and a perfect inning from Jacob Mizorowski, and he is fired up as he goes to the dugout at Fenway.
Yeah, look at that from Brewers TV. Mizorowski on. Sanchez in the second would lead off with a base hit, nothing there. Mizorowski would strike out another to lead off the bottom of the second, strike out another, and then completely loses it when he allowed a ground out. His game was scoreless into the third inning. With that leadoff base hit in the second, how about a leadoff base hit by Perkins in the third? Bunted over by Hamilton, playing for a run there, moves over on a wild pitch, but Contreras would strike out to end that threat. To keep it at zeros, bottom of the third, leadoff base runner for Boston. A walk, 1 of 4 by Mizorowski. Then another strikeout, inning-ending double play ground ball. Push the game into the 4th inning, scoreless. Base runner for the Crew. Sanchez would walk with 1 out or tease a ground ball. They go to second off the bag. They got a call there after a replay challenge. 2 on, 1 out for Matos. He would end the inning with a double play ground ball. Bottom of the 4th inning. Red Sox got their first hit. Guess who? I'll give you one guess. Who got the first hit in the bottom of the 4th inning for Boston? I frown on a 2-2 curveball to Wilson Contreras in that situation, but that's me. Strikeout to Abreu, 8th on the night for Miz. Into the 5th inning. Neither team scores in that 5th inning. Mizorowski into some trouble. Walk, hit batter, hit again, hit Connor Wong on a 2-2, you guessed it, curveball. Ground ball gets him out of it. 9 strikeouts, 5 scoreless into the 6th inning, and nothing for the Brewers in the top half of that 6th. And in the bottom half, trouble after a strikeout is 10th of the night for Mizorowski. Walk. This is, Tommy, this is what we're going to have to deal with for the foreseeable future with Jacob Mizorowski. At any time, he could lose command, and he did tonight with 1 out in the 6th.
But it was so awesome until the 6th inning, Tim.
Wow.
I mean, it was so awesome until that moment. And when you wonder if, I mean, I love to see the number of him going over 100 pitches too, right? He had 94 in the first 2 outings of the year, and then Murph let him out there. I mean, any other time in the history of Jacob Mizorowski's year-long tenure with the Brewers, he gets pulled in the 5th inning after the 5th inning. Any other time, they decided they wanted to try to go out there for the 6th and ended up working against them with the 3 walks in a row.
Yeah, and part of that, Tommy, is because the bullpen is a little bit iffy right now. And they got to be careful with that pen right now, and I think that's part of it. The other part is the maturation of Mizorowski. All 3 of those walks would come around to score because DL Hall & Oates came in and allowed a double to Story. Then a fielder's choice RBI by Durbin. 3-zip. Crochet coming back for the 7th, and the Brewers with an answer. How about that? A leadoff hit by Shohei Ohtani's. There you go. 3-pitch strikeout to Matos. He didn't even look engaged in this thing. I mean, wow. Okay, so 1 out. Frelick then with a base hit. 2 on, 1 out. Perkins a walk to load him up for David Hamilton.
And he hit him. That's going to drive in a run. and it's a 3-1 ball game. That's one way to do it.
So it's so much a Brewer inning, right there, isn't it? And not only that, it was a good timing to answer back there. That was 3-1 at that point. Yelich then to pinch hit for Lockridge.
Yelich checks on Durbin. He slips and falls out there, safe at first. A run scores. It's 3-2.
Hall and Woodford, that's where the rally ended right there. After a Yelich stolen base, Hall and Woodford would clean it up through 8, and it gave the Brewers a chance in the 9th. And nothing doing as the Brewers fall 3-2 in game 2 of this 3-game series, 8-11 to kick off the 2026 championship season through 11 games.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Reading a couple of texts off here on the Nicolay Law Talking text line. We'll get you. I know we got some people on hold. We'll get you coming up here on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show to talk on the air, of course, about Brewers baseball. But from JB in the 920, the vibe I got from watching the team leave the field and dugout is that someone is going to pay tomorrow. And I'm hoping that means a 13-2 win. Pipe dreams, but crazier things have happened. Have a good show, boys. Scotty Tiffany, he didn't start anything, but he didn't finish anything either. I would bet that's in reference to Wilson Contreras. Schlitz at Pat saying, prediction, Chad Beans Wilson tomorrow. First at bat, chaos. We get our hitters back and we take the series. Now, it's an interesting point there, though, from Schlitz at Pat, because this is what we thought was going to be Chad Patrick, and now it's to be announced also on the starting pitching side of things.
Yeah, and we'll see. This should have an announcement here pretty quick. Okay, Nicolay Law Talking text line 414-677-1250. Brewers fall. And once again, we're back in action here. We're on track. There's plenty to talk about, including this lineup. What did you think of this lineup, Brewer fans? I've got a thought on that after the break. And we're going to go back in time. We're going to go back in time to see what happened on this date years ago. I think it'll be fun. I picked a year. Tommy gets to pick tomorrow. All that and a lot more coming up. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, as always, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Stick around. Yeah, welcome back. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, and a 3-2 Brewers loss to the Boston Red Sox. Ooh, you're right there. You're right there. You could have stolen this one. I don't know if that's even the right word to use. But let's discuss lineup real quick. This might be, okay?
Oh, God.
This might be, and I love all these guys. I'm trying to phrase this as the most positive way I can put it. This might be the single most challenging lineup I've experienced in 20 years of doing this show.
That's just a lie. That's just
I don't know
even,
about that, Tommy. I don't know, man. I would take that 2006 starting lineup the first year I did this show, hands down over this lineup.
Oh, gosh.
But here, put everything into context. Now, you got to include injuries here. Think about this. You were without Christian Yelich, Bryce Terang, Jackson Churio, Andrew Vaughn, Jake Bowers,
Garrett Mitchell.
There's 6. I mean, come on.
I mean,
no wonder you scored 2 runs.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. It was rough. But like Tim, I said this in pregame. You put any combination of these 9 guys at any other spot in the lineup, and you're like, oh, he's kind of sneaky. Oh, he's kind of, you know,
he can slap a base hit.
You know, I'd take that. Lockridge as my 6 hitter. I'd take it. Yeah, I mean,
Joey Ortiz was hitting 5 today. Ohtani was your 5 hitter in this lineup.
Yeah, I get it. But when you have the lefty situation the Brewers have, and that is going up against the guy who was runner-up in the Cy Young last year. I mean, sure, they threw the game away. Did you hear win tonight once in pregame coverage? Did you hear that once? That was never said. Lockridge leadoff should have never been taken seriously.
I would have taken Jake Bowers with 3 ABs against Crochet before 5 from Matos.
Okay.
I would have.
Wow. All right. Would you take, what if it meant he had to bat leadoff?
Fine. Schwarber's done it.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
All right. Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250. We'll get to Pat Murphy. I understand maybe Mizorowski comments too. Command just completely lost it. And Wilson Contreras, since we didn't get to talk last night. Where are you at with that dude? All right, let's go to River West, Wisconsin, and say hello to Ken. Ken, you're on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show.
Hey, Tim, good to talk to you for the first time this season. And Tommy, good to talk to you for the first time,
Thanks,
period. I'm a big fan of your work. 2 quick notes on tonight's game, and then I want to give my Kansas City report because Mia and I actually made a road trip to Kansas City for those games against the Royals.
Nice.
But on tonight's game first, looks like Miz just ran out of gas there. I mean, his mechanics were all out of whack, and it was a totally different pitcher in that last inning. That's something he's just going to have to work through. And then one more note on tonight. I'd really like to have seen Perkins work a count there.
Yeah.
In the 9th inning. I mean, after Chapman was all over the place, the previous batter, grounded into that double play right away. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's all I got for tonight. With Kansas City, aside from a speeding ticket on the way down and a front bumper falling off on the way home, it was a pretty nice experience. I may have told you last season when we met that I work as a historian, and so I had the opportunity to go to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
Oh, sweet! That's
for the first time down there, and I got to meet Bob Kendrick, the president down there, and speak with him. And I wrote my master's thesis at UWM was about the Milwaukee Bears, the Negro League team we had here in 1923. So I'm hoping to be able to share some of the stuff I learned with him via email. But then the other thing, the Royals, I was really impressed with Kauffman Stadium. And they have this awesome Hall of Fame and museum there I don't know if you've ever been down there, but anyone who ever goes to Kansas City, definitely, if you get to the ballpark, check out the Royals Hall of Fame and Museum. The Brewers really don't have anything like it, and it's something that I think they should think about implementing.
Yeah.
And the Negro League Museum as well. I mean, anyone who loves baseball needs to make a trip out there, and really anyone who loves this country needs to make a trip out there at some point, because it's a really important place. But look forward to talking to you all season, Tim.
Yeah, Ken, great to hear from you, and tell Mia we said hello. Yeah, we met Ken and Mia I want to say last year or the year before. Ken's a good contributor to the show.
Love it.
He's got really some deep and really cool thoughts.
The resident historian of the postgame show. I got it.
Yeah, absolutely. 1978. What happened on this date in 1978 for the Brewers? They got a win. It was opening day in 78. Tommy's going to tell us what happened that day. This is going to be fun coming up. In a bit, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show, a 3-2 Brewers loss. And there's Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Who gave the crew some breathing room? What play was it? It's time for the insurance run of the game, brought to you by G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. On the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
See, this is the problem when you have no insurance. So check out G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance, because it doesn't give you an insured victory. You're not covered. See, get that?
Yeah, makes sense. Well, in sports, you want a teammate who's been there before, Tim, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to do a post-game show if I didn't have someone who's already done this post-game show for what, like 47,
somewhere in
72,
there, yeah.
What was it? 21 years on the radio for Tim Allen. And in Wisconsin, that teammate is G2 Insurance Services. They aren't just an agency. They're your friend in insurance. Whether you're a business owner needing a specialized BOP or a homeowner protecting your family, G2 builds relationships on honesty and value, from auto and home to complex commercial coverage. Tom and the team at G2 have been the neighborhood pros since 2004. Don't get caught without a game plan. Call G2 Insurance Services today at 262-784-0644 or visit g2ins.com. 2004, that's pretty close to you, though, right?
Yeah,
2005, you started? 2006?
06, yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
it was right there.
Yeah, I started working here in October of 2005. And then, took a break there for a few years, across the street, as they say, or down the street, down the dial. Anyway, 3-2 Brewers fall, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show, Nicolay Law Talk and text line at 414-677-1250. Before we get to 1978, we'll take Harley here on that Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Harley, what's going on?
Hi, gentlemen. On tonight's game, I think Murph probably left Miz in one inning too long. When it comes to the lineup, the only word that comes to mind, Tim, is baffling. I would like to see Lockridge at least get a pinch hitting attempt. And last night with our buddy Wilson, how can I put this without getting cut off the air? When Woody threw that inside, I'm used to him throwing his fits. I mean, he's been doing this for a decade. But when he went into second base, spikes high with the intent.
Yeah, that was garbage.
I want to say with the intent to hurt him, to hurt Hamilton. He didn't come in to try to break up the play. He came in with clear intent to hurt another ball player.
Harley, it kind of felt like Machado-esque out of him, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I'd knock it up a notch. That was just so blatant that, I don't know, it just really pissed me off. And when he came in the eighth inning, I believe it was, and what's the pitcher's name, the left-hander, Zarka?
Oh, Serpa, yeah. Angel Serpa?
Yeah, Serpa. Yeah. I thought he'd beat him. I mean, if this was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, Timmy, you can agree or not agree, he would have been beaned.
Yeah, they would police
that's
themselves.
That's just the way the baseball policed itself.
Yep.
I mean, exactly I wasn't disappointed, but I was expecting him to get beaned. Okay, guys, thanks.
Well, maybe it's coming, Harley. It could be coming, but I don't know how the league doesn't step in on the spikes up and the threat after the game.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was just he laid it out verbatim. And I'm not even usually a guy that is like, oh, league, do something about this guy. But what you can just say, like, I'm going to take one of them out? You want to wait until he does something, or do you want to act upon that?
And part of the game against Contreras is to pitch inside, and it seems more inside than it is. Look at his elbow.
Yeah.
I mean, take a look at his elbow. That dude is all over the plate. That pitch from Woody last night was not that far inside.
No, it was not. It was probably high, and it could have clipped. With this new ABS zone, that might have clipped the plate on the inside half of it too. And they went back and they looked. I saw a nice Twitter montage. I can't remember who put it up now. I'm sorry, but there was they had shown the 24 or 23. I think he couldn't find one of the pitches that hit William Contreras. I mean, there is one that hits him in the ribs, and then the rest of them are all on the elbow, on the hand, on the exact same spot he keeps getting hit.
And I know the number looks elevated when you solely look at the Brewers against Contreras and Woody against Contreras, but look at the rest of the numbers. Dude gets hit a lot.
Yeah.
And so you have to you have to measure that in context with the rest of the league, and it doesn't seem like it's that lopsided. Is it lopsided a little bit against Contreras? Well, of course. As Harley just said, this is baseball policing themselves. Guy's been a D-bag for a long time.
A long time, yes.
Okay, in tonight's game, by the way, can I just mention this from so I had a problem with a 2-2 curveball to Contreras. I had a problem with a 2-2 curveball to Wong.
Yep.
I definitely have a problem with a Trevor Story pitch down 0-2 by DL Hall and Oates. 0-2, and he hangs a changeup.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Trevor Story hasn't been good for 6 years.
No, he has not. And I mean, DL Hall, the DL Hall did a huge job today, though. I will say that. Okay. And I know all those runs get credited to Miz, but it was DL Hall that also then gave up the hits that did it. He got put into a situation where the bases got loaded all on walks. There was nothing else. So you couldn't walk the guy. You had to pound the zone.
And he was up 0-2.
He was up 0-2. He hangs the changeup. I get it. You want that lower in the zone, but he did go 2 1/3, and then Jake Woodford had to get burned. Like that was a huge day for him as well.
No, it was. And it does set up the bullpen right nice for tomorrow.
Yes.
Because they should be locked and loaded. Shane Drowan will get the start tomorrow.
Yeah, that's just coming from Pat Murphy. There was some chatter here on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line from our guy Justin in North Carolina. Blake can't swing at the first pitch in that situation. Got to make Chapman work a little bit. Big Dog Chase saying good night, as he usually does. Justin in Kansas City. Murphy let Mids go 1-2 too many batters tonight. What is the next best option for Blake Perkins? Also coming up there too. So a couple of new notes on that last inning of Blake Perkins going swinging early. Chapman only threw 6 pitches. That's a guy who can be also erratic because of his rocket arm, and he never knows where it's going sometimes. I think that this one from here from MKE Scott, hindsight says Miz should have been pulled earlier, but like a lot of Brewers losses, it's about the lack of offense today.
Yeah, it's only 2 runs. They got 2
They
runs.
gave up 3 hits and lost the game.
Right, and Crochet was dynamite. He just was, and he made big pitches when he had to, and I get all that part of it, but I think you're right. Texter was right there that, you got 3 hits and a couple of runs, and you thought for a while there in that 7th inning, oh my goodness, they're doing it again with a walk and this and that, and it just didn't materialize to the bigger number. And lo and behold, you take a look at the lineup and you kind of can see why. You could make the argument. Okay, here we go again. Now, remember, I don't feel that I should disclaim this, but I'm going to. I love this team. I love every guy that plays in a Brewers uniform. I do. Okay, so that being said, you make the argument that Matos, Perkins, and Lockridge not only shouldn't be in the lineup in any given game at the same time, may not even appear on the roster on any given day. Think about that. Now, again, we do heighten our analysis of Brandon Lockridge a little bit. He's a little bit better player than, is he a starter? No. You put him on the same field with now Perkins, Matos, and himself. Guys, come on. What have we come to here? Speaking of which, can we go back to 1978? What happened on this day in Brewerland in 1978, Tommy?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's go back to 1978, which was just a random day you gave me here in Brewers baseball. You just said throw it out there. Tim, that was opening day.
I did not know that.
The Brewers. And who did they play against? Oh, of course, the Baltimore Orioles. Everyone remembers this game. The Brewers put up 11 runs on opening day back in 1978 against the Baltimore Orioles. Leading things off, it was Cecil Cooper. He had a hit in the contest. Larry Heil. Am I saying that? Heisel. Okay.
Number 9.
Yeah, he homered on this day. He had a great day, 2 for 3. The opening day starter was, I believe, Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, number 23.
Yeah, he went 2/3 of an inning in this game.
He couldn't have started that game.
He's listed first. Otherwise, it was Jerry Augustine who went 8 1/3.
Yeah,
so they have the order all messed up when you go that low. Jerry Augustine went 8 1/3 in this one. Had just 2 strikeouts and 9 hits, but hung in there in the 11-3 victory over the Orioles.
Who else was in that lineup?
You're looking at Paul Molitor. He was there by then.
Yeah.
Sal Bando, Len Sakata.
Lenny Sakata.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. He played opening day? Really?
Second base. That's what I got here. Don Money was at third. Gorman
7. Thomas
was still there. Sixto Lescano,
number 16.
He had the big day as well. He homered, had 4 RBIs on the day, 2 walks, had a 2-run scored. Yeah, he had a big day on opening day back in 1978. Andy Etchebarren.
Yeah.
Dude.
One of a million catchers that the Brewers had. He was a crusty old vet. He looked like he was a 60-year-old man at that time.
I mean, the most intense unibrow you have ever seen.
Oh, yeah. A hairy guy.
That guy, whoa. And his arms, he's wearing a shirt under his jersey here.
I want to say number 8.
I was going to ask, are we going to guess this number here?
I want to say 8.
He was number 8.
Was he 8?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And that was also his last year in the big leagues of a 15-year career, because he played 12 years with Baltimore and California before. Maybe that's why they're not retiring Braun's number. You got to pay some respects to Andy Etchebarren.
That was the year. I'll just add this. That was the year I was delivering the Milwaukee Sentinel at that time, my morning paper route. And that was the year that the Sentinel had a picture of all the catchers in spring camp that year.
Yeah.
And they all had their catcher's mitt, I think, pointed to the camera or whatever. There's like 7 or 8 of them. Larry Haney, that was the young Ned Yost years, where he was in camp as a catcher. Etchebarren, Haney. Oh, gosh.
Buck Martinez.
Yeah.
Charlie Moore.
Yeah.
And Larry Haney and Andy Etchebarren looks like all got playing time at catcher that year.
Yeah, they had a ton of catchers that year. So a little bit of back in time there. Now, we won't go that far back when Tommy gets to pick the year.
Is the requirement you have to be alive during the year? Is that why we're doing this?
You can pick any year you want.
Okay, all right. I'll try to keep it to my lifetime for that. Unfortunately, we'll be out before the end of the month on my days then. But we'll figure it out.
That's true. Every other game we'll go into rewind mode, go into a time warp or something, and find out what happened on this day in Brewers history. But on today's game, a 3-2 loss. And again, you're not going to win every game. I understand that. Crochet is good. I mean, he's one of the best. So is Miz. Difference between the two is that I don't want to say it's a ticking time bomb with Mizorowski, but it's a risk that is taken for now with him. And he's got to battle through this. How to stop the bleeding when the wheels come off. And some of those walks, what was it? The last 13 pitches, 12 missed the zone.
Yeah, it was rough once the wheels fell off, they were off for sure on Miz. And I still really liked what I saw in 5 innings. I mean, I know that he ultimately gets the loss and that's what it looks like, and the team loses the game. But man, Miz looked phenomenal in the beginning of this game. 5 1/3, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts, including the first 5 batters of the game. I thought he looked dynamite for this part, for the first part of this game. And, he misses out on the quality start, and then it's 4 walks because he had 3 in the 6th inning. But again, like, we're complaining about the lineup opening the show. Like, he was set up for failure, it felt like, at this moment, with Garrett Crochet on the bump on the other side.
It seemed like it. Yes, seemed like a Sunday lineup of Ned Yost.
Yes.
It did, where everyone just got the day off.
This is a game where Mike Rivera would have played back in the day. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I liked him.
Yeah. Well, he was not playing on a World Series team. I'll tell you that much, Tim.
No, but speaking of catcher, I did like Mike Rivera.
Yeah. I mean, he was the third catcher on every Brewers team he was on. I don't think he was ever the bat. Wasn't he? Kataris and Kendall were there at the same time.
So
yeah,
I think so. And guys, the pitching staff gave up 3 runs in this ball game. You're going to win more times than not. You give up 3 runs,
especially
3 runs,
especially 3 hits too.
Yeah. Mizorowski, a pair of hits, 4 walks, and that we all know what got him there in the 6th inning. But over 100 pitches for Jacob Mizorowski, and he's going to learn from this. We're going to hear from Jacob Mizorowski coming up. We'll hear from Pat Murphy. Should we take a break and come back with Pipe Bomb?
Yeah, we can get one more caller in real quick.
Okay.
We got some time. How about Bill in Iron River? You're up on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. What's up, Bill?
Can you hear me?
We got you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was wondering if Craig Counsell didn't set up this lineup for the Brewers.
Craig Counsell looked like when he put a dip in his mouth after he saw this lineup, just choking up on it the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, this lefty-righty matchup, I know the statistics say one thing, but they did not put a very good lineup out there. But I know this has already been said, but I just had to make that comment. Was Counsell managing the team tonight?
Yeah, there you go.
Have a good one.
All right, Bill. Thanks for the call. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, we'll take that break. And speaking of Counsell, if those of you viewing on YouTube at WI Sports Radio,
at what point are you going to switch where the rope is on that guy?
Because you're going to lean head down, though.
Yeah, he's upside down fully. I feel like you'll get more progressively angry, and he'll get closer and closer to the neck at some point this year.
I don't know about that. I don't know. But look at this. So, he is pretty much upside down. You might want to view that. And okay, so we'll take a break. Come back. Murphy on the way. Pipe Bomb. I want to get his thoughts on this Wilson Contreras nonsense last night. And maybe Wilson Contreras gets the day off tomorrow. That probably would be a good thing for the Brewers. He does tend to do well. He had another hit tonight against them. So we'll see. But Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show after a Brewers 3-2 loss. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Again, Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz after a 3-2 Brewers loss. Game 2 of this 3-game set in Boston. It does kind of lead you to believe that tomorrow's game would be a little bit bigger game. I think series on the line here. Shane Drowan making his major league debut in Boston. He was drafted by Boston in 2020.
Yeah,
here we are.
Whoa.
I mean, now we all know seemingly how major league debuts go against the Brewers, don't we? Over the years.
Hey, I remember Freddie had an awesome one in Colorado.
Sure did.
Yeah. I can't think of any other. Miz's debut was awesome.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Got any other ones that ring a bell?
Steve Woodard.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's Jake Woodford's grandpa.
The original Woody.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I've had him on this show many, many times, Steve Woodard. Good dude.
Medium woo.
Yes. So, yes, indeed. All right, Mizorowski today, we all know just kind of lost it in that 6th inning. That didn't surprise me, Tommy. It didn't, because I think this is all a work in progress for him.
Yeah.
That is the risk. And maybe risk is a little bit tougher. That's a strong word for this. How about this? It's a possibility at any time with a guy that loses command. And if it all piles up into one, that's the growing process of a young pitcher, that he's got to learn to detect when that is occurring, and or the catcher, pitching coach, or manager has to detect ahead of time sort of when, or at least at the front end of that, when that's occurring. And they just didn't, and it went a little bit too long. And I remember there's been other managers that have said time and time again, well, why didn't you take him out? Well, he's just one ground ball of getting out of the inning, and they're still searching for that ground ball. So this is part of the process for Mizorowski. Hey, Pipe Bomb's going to join us in just a couple of minutes, so stick around for that. But let's hear from the Brewers right-hander after a tough 6th inning tonight.
Yes, let's just start with the first 5 innings and the fastball and the curveball command that you had today. Kind of what was the game plan coming into tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the game plan was to pound the zone, and I feel like, the first 5 I did it. Felt good.
What about that first inning? The 3 strikeouts, just kind of how did that help you settle in?
Yeah, I mean, that helped a lot. I mean, I think it helped, getting the Ks. I mean, it always helps. So it was good.
Murph said in that 6th inning that maybe you shared that your legs got a little heavy. Can you share what you were feeling as that inning went on?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you could tell that, it wasn't all there. And, first strikeout I got and, kind of felt it after that. So, it is what it is.
What can you take away from feeling that and kind of how you work through it?
I mean, figure it out. I mean, that's the whole thing, just keep going with it and, trust that, the mechanics is going to bring me back. And I was trying to overcompensate and do something different than I was.
When you're early in the season and you're still building the endurance, does that come on quickly?
No.
I don't mean the endurance, but that feeling where all of a sudden it's a little bit, the fatigue, does it come on quickly?
No.
The camera showed you fired up after striking out Contreras early. What were the emotions of that moment?
I'm going to give you one answer and you see it. So, that's all I'm going to say.
You went fastball heavy early, kind of flipped to the curveball second time through. Just take me through that adjustment and how you feel you executed those curves that second time.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I'm going to show that the fastball's there and they got to catch up to it. And, they started catching up to it. And, it's part of the game plan is to, flip to the secondary stuff and, trust that that's going to help progress me forward.
Can you sort of take us through trying to make the adjustment on the fly when the legs are on a little bit and you're kind of missing the glove side a lot in that 6th?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, one of the most important things for me is staying in the legs. It's just a part of it. You got to figure it out. So, it's just one of those things that you got to keep going and try and compensate for the legs not being there and, get the ball in zone.
The game is over, and it's time to hear from the skipper on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
What did you see
Yeah, I think he just ran out of gas a little bit. He said his legs got heavy after the fact. We didn't realize that, but after the fifth, we could tell just his responses and things that like he was running out of gas a little bit, but he was throwing the ball so great. He was dominant 5 innings, and he just ran out of gas. And he was close. He was close on some pitches there, and then started to be yank a few balls. So we gave him every opportunity to continue, but sure enough, they gave up an 0-2 hit.
What was the thinking there in giving him that opportunity to face specifically? I think it was Abreu with Hall up the lefty, and then.
Hall's not. He's not a lefty to face lefties. Just because a guy's left-handed, that doesn't mean Hall's Hall's forte is to just face lefties. Where bullpen's a little bit depleted, and Hall was going to be the next guy to get us through Uribe or McGill, and but it was more about we can't let him keep going. If he would have got out, Abreu, then we could have left him in for Story, but we were trying to give him every opportunity because he was pitching so well. But
we know that he is, but obviously, from your viewpoint, why is Crochet so difficult?
He just attacks. He keeps coming. It was really good.
On that Mizorowski question, you're trying to win tonight,
right,
but you're also trying to develop a pitcher who's an important part of
right,
your future.
Yeah.
How much is that part of the calculus of, like you said, sort of give him the chance to fight through that?
Yeah, first and second, it's first and second, 1 out, right? First and second, 1 out. So you give 1 pitch away. He's throwing the ball so darn good, and the guy we got in the pen is not a leverage reliever yet, in our lives. So that's who we got to go with next, because we got Uribe and McGill only. So that's the guy we got to go with. When we go with them, we figured to change up the Story. It was not located well, but we figured to change up the Story could maybe get us a ground ball. He's gotten a lot of ground balls against right-handers. He's been better against right-handers in a lot of ways all spring and so far. So we didn't want to bring him in for that guy necessarily, but when you get 3 walks in a row, that's something that we were hoping we could get that second out and then let him continue and finish that inning, but didn't happen.
What do you want him to take away from just that inning and being in that spot?
Yeah, to understand himself. Hey, when I'm losing my legs, I might have to go a little bit differently and, fight through that, or tell us, hey, I'm good. It would have been hard. He's got a 2-hitter going or something. But he's got a 2-hitter going with a 10 punch in a minute. Like, hey, but you could see that it's early in the season and it's a good learning experience for him. And I think he'll take away like, hey, I got to navigate this a little better. When I feel that in my lower half, I can't extra effort in my upper. I got to learn how to get through it.
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking after Tim. There is the biggest spider on my camera, dude. I can't. You can't see it. He's like all around the lens right now.
Hold
my
on,
God!
Let's bring in Pipe Bomb.
Oh, here he is.
Pipe Bomb had a small woodland creature in his house a couple of years ago. Pipe Bomb, a 3-2 loss here, but welcome in Spiderville for Tommy. Tommy, you're going to take care of that spider?
I can, if Pipe Bomb can cover for me for a little bit. I'm. Oh my God, dude. Oh, I hit it. I don't know where it went now. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I hit it. It's gone. It might be crawling somewhere else by the end of it, but
it's on your shoulder.
Chill.
During the break there, Pipe Bomb, he said, "Oh my God, there's a huge spider on the camera," and I went, "Mine." Because you remember what happened 3 years ago? I got bit by a recluse and on my thumb, and it was bad.
Yeah, you've never been the same.
Okay, maybe I've never been the same since. Pipe Bomb, real quick on your thoughts on we've talked about Wilson Contreras before, but you followed the game last night. Your thoughts on policing Wilson Contreras, or if the league should step in on number one, his comments, number two, that slide.
The slide, the slide is what it is. You know, we all know that he's an ass. And so I don't think anybody was really surprised that this popped off. I was surprised with his post-game comments because you can clearly see that pitch doesn't hit him. And so, you know, for him to sit there and still cry about it is one thing. You know, he sucks, man. I love it. I wish that they would have beamed him last night. I wish they would have beamed him 4 or 5 times today. You know, I'm old school, so throw at his head. I don't care.
Pipe bomb. Did it remind you a little bit of Machado? Like, or is it a little more with him? Like some people, it feels like it hurts harder than Machado did. Maybe it was just the playoff run at that time back in was it 2018? Was that Machado? Or 2016? I can't even remember now. But it kind of brought back those memories with me.
Yeah, it did bring back some Machado memories, but I think that the venom for Brewer Nation is worse with Contreras just because, you know, he was in the division for so damn long. And so we saw him so much more than Machado. Yep. I do love the fact that, you know, anytime Machado is, you know, in Milwaukee, he still gets booed like crazy. And Wilson's going to have the same issue. I love that. You know, rivalry, all that kind of stuff, the built-in hatred. I live for that kind of stuff.
Let's bring in the judge. Let's bring in the judge.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, let's bring in the judge, Judge Jamo. Let's find out. On the stand is and on trial is Wilson Contreras. Should he be suspended for the antics last night?
I think one Wilson Contreras, who is always going to be the lesser Contreras, as we all know, he should be suspended and traded to the White Sox.
You know, his parents should be in jail for putting 2 L's in Wilson, too, on top of that. Let's not forget like that didn't happen.
Well, and you know, it really does put William in a little bit of a challenging spot. I really wonder if Wilson would have went around his brother and went at Woody, and then Woody and Wilson got into it, what would William do? Throw another W in there, and we got some Willy Wonkas going. But you got Willie, William, Woody, and woo. We have what would William have done, Pipe Bomb?
You know, I think he would have sat there and tried his best. I think that William would have swung on Wilson as much as I would love to see it. No. You know, I think he would have sat there and quickly tried to get back in front of him and separate him. But, you know, suspension, I think, is kind of weak. You know, it's either execution or it's nothing.
Judge, your thoughts on any other pieces of information? One piece of evidence I would proclaim here is the video on the spikes up to David Hamilton. The proof is there in a ripped pant leg.
Yeah, I say let's give him the gas chamber, but not the traditional one. Let's give him a gas chamber. Let's have like a dozen guys binge on nothing but Indian food and Qdoba for a week. And then strap Wilson down, and then, he'll pass out eventually.
Just imagine, like, Rowdy Tellez and Dan Vogelbach just pounding Qdoba burritos.
Yes. And lock them in.
Oh, gosh. Thanks, J-Mo.
This is super fun. Pipe, it's good to hear you, man. It's good to hear you. I hope you're a regular feature. And, hey, remember, even a juggernaut, even a steamroller of a team will lose 62. So, you know, it's going to be all right.
It's going to be all right. All right. Thank you, Judge J-Mo.
Peace, love, soul, brothers.
All right. Hold on, Pipe Bomb. We're going to take a break. We'll get you on the other side. Brewers fall 3-2 tonight. As the series, this is a big game tomorrow. We'll touch on that tomorrow. Shane Drowan, his major league debut tomorrow in a Brewers uniform at Boston's Fenway Park. Ooh, wow. Oh, man. I hope the Brewers offense is ready to roll tomorrow. We'll be back after the break here. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. to the final series, now tied at a game apiece, and they'll go back at it tomorrow at what is that? A 12:40 first pitch.
12:40, yeah.
We're slated to be on.
I mean, just pipe bomb. They just want to piss off Tim. They're just never gonna let him get a nap in during a Wednesday or a Sunday game. No. Never gonna happen.
Yeah, it's so sad, but hopefully they'll bring him some Uncrustables and a pudding cup, and Timmy will be okay.
Yeah, but he's got to take the crust off of the Uncrustable. Don't forget.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that's Tim.
All right, pipe bomb. Since I got you here, the first of the year, we go to our USA Today power rankings in Major League Baseball.
Favorite.
Yeah, I know
favorite.
that. Number 1, the Dodgers. 2, the Yankees. Hey, look at this. Number 3, your Milwaukee Brewers.
Even when the Brewers are tied for the best record, they're like, they have to be the worst best record team. Like
they do.
They
yes.
have to every time.
And occasionally they'll put someone with a worse record above them.
Yes, it's ridiculous. Like, well, I mean, they're good, but like, are they really good? No, they're not.
We just have to put them here just because.
Right. They're not the Dodgers. They're not the Yankees. Like, I mean, Jake Bauers has as many homers as Shohei. No one's talking about that this year. Just want to throw that out there.
It says just a one-liner here. Kyle Harrison with 14 punch-outs through his first 2 starts. Okay, so they added that. For the Mets, then the Phillies, Astros, Mariners, Jays, and the Cubs come in at number 9.
Also in last place in the division, but they're a top 10 team in the sport. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. What?
But check out what the one line is on USA Today. So Cubs check in at number 9. It says exactly this. Okay, so maybe Milwaukee will be a problem again.
Yeah, it only took them 10 games. Maybe. Yeah, and they also just lost Cade Horton now for the whole year too, which looks that's a huge loss for them.
It is. ESPN power rankings, on the other hand, since we're there, pipe bomb. Let's see here. 1, the Dodgers, followed by the Yankees. Then it's the Mariners, Blue Jays in at 5 when this was written. The first week, the Mets. Then the Crew at number 6. It says the media arrived early on a cold gray morning before a Brewers home opener with startling news. Jackson Chourio, the star outfielder, was placed on the injured list after an MRI revealed a hairline fracture in his hand. He got hit in the World Baseball Classic, it says. Tough news to be sure, but not only is Chourio's absence not expected to be a prolonged one, the Brewers went out without him to post MLB's best run totals over their first few games. So they're giving them some love at ESPN. USA Today, maybe not so much.
Yeah, but again, just like every year, if you take whoever wrote both of those, I guarantee you they watch 0 pitches of Brewers baseball. So, that's what drives me nuts. Maybe the Brewers are going to be a problem. No, the Brewers are the problem because, as far as every other
for
team
the other
in
teams,
division.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and pipe bomb, like they do it without homers. Like they don't hit a whole lot of homers. They play exactly how you're not supposed to play. Like just put the ball in play. Like launch angle. Who the hell gives anything about launch angle in Milwaukee? Like my favorite player watching this year so far on this Brewers team, I mean, other than Jake, is David Hamilton. And that guy's going to hit. Is he hitting 6 homers this year? Is he going to hit more homers than his jersey number? David Hamilton.
No, he's not.
Way.
And he's been great. And, he definitely surprised me. I did not expect what the Brewers have gotten out of him so far. It's great to see. His speed is electric and so fun to watch.
Played second base, had a great play at second base today. He's played shortstop and third very well. He had over a 500 on base percentage coming into today, and he led the MLB in stolen bases, Tim.
Well, and again, better than I expected him to do. Is he Caleb Durbin numbers?
He's not going to hit 11 homers. There's no way he hits 11 homers.
No.
Will he get on base at a better clip and play better defense? I think that's very, very much on the table.
He's in that world, Pipe Bomb. He's in that Caleb Durbin world, and that is utility man extraordinaire. I mean, that's what they are. They're not going to be starters in Major League Baseball. I think Boston made a big mistake. No offense to Caleb Durbin, Pipe Bomb.
Yeah, well, we talked during the offseason, and I thought that Caleb Durbin was going to take a step back, and that would be here. And he gets moved to the bright lights of Boston, and he looks pretty pathetic, which is great. So do I think that Alexander Hamilton will be able to keep up as far as average wise with tiny little Caleb? Yeah, probably. On base will be a hell of a lot better. He might not match him in homers, but I think he's going to match him pretty much in every other statistical category.
Can we start calling him Andrew Jackson Churio?
Alexander Hamilton, Daryl Hall and Oates, DL Hall and
Ulysses S. Grant Anderson was another one.
Shohei Ohtani. So which is the best nickname so far?
Shohei Ohtani is pretty good.
But you wasted a good one on Ortiz, man. Come on.
You could have done that with any name. Dave Hay, Hamilton Hay.
I don't know. Ulysses S. Grant Anderson. That one's pretty good. I do like the Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
I do like that too.
Man, I sat there and we took the kids down to downtown to go see that play, Hamilton. Yeah, it was pretty mid. Kind of overrated.
Pipe Bomb, we'll check in with you in a few days.
Boys, thank you much. Go Crew.
All right. Take
Pleasure.
it easy. There he is, the Polish Pipe Bomb here on the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. It's always fun to check in with him. Gosh, we've been doing shows together, him and I, the last 3 years, and we're going to include him as best we can here through the 26 championship season. We're going to go back at it tomorrow. It's a big game tomorrow. It is Shane Drowan's Major League debut for the Brewers left-hander. Oh, man, cross your fingers that you get one of those MLB debuts that are like, whoa, wait a second. What do we just see here? 12:40 first pitch after the game. Join us here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook for the post-game show.
Yeah,
Tommy
don't
Wortz.
forget that 11:30 leadoff show will get you all the way up until first pitch too.
Absolutely, and that's on at 11:30?
11:30, yep.
11:30 with the leadoff show. All right, you guys have a great night. We'll talk again tomorrow. Cross your fib. Big game tomorrow. We'll be talking about it here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. For Tommy Wortz, Pipe Bomb, my name is Tim Allen. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. And remember, smile, Wisconsin. Bob Uecker is smiling back.
It's just